Hi, my name is Johan and I'm a Finn. I will explain some really nice about Chinese characters, about old Chinese characters, old carvings in some YouTube clips here. And to start here I will show you one character that 3,000–4,000 years ago was written like this. Three, 4,000 years ago the Chinese were writing this character. And if you look at it, what it's like? Oh, it's like a man. Yes, it's like a man. Why? The meaning of it is not man. And but the character is like this also today. Quite like this. Okay, let's see. Who is this? Chinese, and this is a person. Is it the first Chinese or who is it? Oh, I actually think I know who it is. And I think you have heard about him also, even though you are not Chinese. I believe God has created man. I believe man has sinned. I believe in Noah. 8 people were rescued in the boat. And from Noah and his 3 sons, all people living today are born. And soon after Noah and the ark, the Bible tells that there were the Tower of Babel, and there all people on the earth had the same language, because probably were maybe 100 years after the flood, after the ark and Noah. And at the Tower of Babel all people spoke the same language, and God gave them different languages. I don't believe they all started to speak all words differently. I believe there are similarities that we still even today can see. At that time I believe some of the people, they went to the place now called China, and they took this knowledge with them, of course, because not that much time had gone. So the first Chinese, they were the children of Noah, and I believe that the knowledge they had with them was put into their language, the new language coming directly from the Tower of Babel, the Chinese language, today the oldest language in the world. So this character is a man well known in all the world, having 8 people from Noah, the old stories about Adam and Eve, and all the people living in the world at that time. This is a man, this is a person well known to the first Chinese, and this person is in many characters and telling stories about what happened before the flood. This was not to be forgotten, and it was put in the language, and the Chinese has been able to have their culture, to have their characters. So little has been changed in them, so we can go and see really the history of man in the old Chinese characters. And this man, I tell you, he is and was the oldest man for 1,000 years on this earth. Bible says Adam died when he was 930 years old, and we know all people living at that time were coming from him and his wife Eve, so they must have been younger. So he was very famous at that time. Adam, he lived for 930 years and was the oldest man in the world. And the story about him was not forgotten easily. There were a lot about him. And the Chinese after Noah, Noah did know about his grandfather. Then, and he knew about Adam, and they were putting a character for him, Adam. This character is still today pronounced in very similar manner as Adam. It's pronounced Da. Da. And this character is meaning big. And it's used when you ask how old someone is in Chinese today. You ask how big this person is. And if you say the oldest man in the world, you would say the most this character in the world, still today. And that was what Adam was for 930 years. He was the oldest man. This is so obvious for me. And if this doesn't give you enough proof, I just will continue. Because if this man is turned upside down, like this, you just take and turn this man upside down, then you get another original Chinese character. And this character, surprisingly or not, this character, this new character, this is big for me, meaning Adam, originally. This character, it means disobedient. Could it be more obvious? Adam still not having sinned, and this is Adam that have sinned. Everything in wrong direction. We all walked away like sheep, all wanted to walk our own way. We walked away from God. That's what Adam and Eve were doing, and that is what every person has done. And through Jesus we can come back to God. We can turn around and again stand this way because of one new man, Jesus Christ. And in this series there will be a lot about these kinds of characters, and I will tell you about the Chinese language. I will tell you about these old characters, and I will tell you about Jesus. Thank you for today.